Today is the 17th of October, 2023. This training of the mind in mindfulness is something important. Because we receive these sense impressions, these ramanas, continuously, whether the eye with forms, or the ear with sounds, the nose with smells, the tongue with tastes, the body with tactile sensations, the mind with mind objects. So we have these sense contacts. If we sit for a long time, then pain arises in the body. There's various types of contact. There's heat and cold, hardness and softness, and so on. And the feeling of dukkha vedana, or pain, arises. So we have mindfulness with that. We practice patient endurance. We practice khanti to sit with that pain. That pain arises. It may get to the point where there's pain in the body and we start sweating a lot. We might feel hot. When we keep sitting with that pain, then we can overcome the pain in the body, overcome that vedana. Then the mind feels incredibly spacious and open. And then we find that the pain disappears. The experience of the pain disappears. So sometimes we're able to know clearly the mind separates from the sensations, from the vedana. And the vedana is still there, but the mind isn't agitated by it. And we find we're able to sit longer, we're able to keep sitting. And at some point we can change posture to do walking, to alternate walking and sitting. So this is fighting with the vedana, with the sensations. And we see that the feeling tone is just the feeling tone. The vedana is just the vedana. It's not self, not a me, not a mind, not a being. So we need to train in this, we need to practice. So we have this pain arise, and we change posture. That's what we would normally do. But we practice to stay in that posture, to test ourselves. That's something that's a bit more strict, a bit more fierce way of practice. So that pain arises, and then we sit for longer. Or if we feel cold, then we don't immediately alleviate that cold, but we sit in samadhi first and contemplate that feeling tone. We contemplate the vedana that's arising in the body. Or for instance, we might be sick, have an illness, and we may not have medicine for it. So we fight with that vedana, we fight with that feeling with mindfulness. We see that these nerves are sending signals. We're sending the sense impression. We may have experience with toothache, with tooth pain. And when the teeth hurt, they can really hurt every single second. Something that's truly painful. It's very painful. The nerves send the signal to the brain like that. So we have to patiently endure. We establish our mindfulness well. And sometimes we use medicine to help us. Or for instance, monks going on ascetic wandering tours, doing tudong practice. Sometimes they don't get food or not enough food, encounter various types of discomfort. And so they practice patient endurance. So for Dhamma practitioners, they practice patient endurance, and to know it is not self, to be able to separate from the feeling. So sometimes we train sitting for a long time. For instance, we can train to sit from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. to do the practice of not lying down at night. We can sit for 5 or 6 hours like this. And this is a practice that we don't just throw away, we don't discard it, but we train in this as a practice. We do it often. In a given week, we can do it at least once, like on the lunar observance day. We don't let go of that practice. It's difficult, but we do it. We cultivate mindfulness of the body, mindfulness of feelings, mindfulness of the mind, mindfulness of Dhammas, these 4 foundations. This is the way to see the Dhamma.